Raven, as you are clinging to the top of this freighter vessel, you can see coming out from the large open doorway, open kind of garage door area, Teemo's palace, off this kind of spaceport area that's attached, like a landing pad. You can see these insect-like Geonosians. Looks like in 2 groups of 3, kind of making their way back out towards the vessel, empty-handed now, after unloading several of those crates into what seems to be some kind of garage or warehouse off of this palace. Teezo still hidden inside behind some crates. One thing, Raven, that you would also notice is there is a small ramp, and I'm gonna shift ping you guys up here on the map if it'll allow me to. Do you see this area right here? This little other, it's almost like a secondary landing pad there. There is another small vessel parked there. It's not on this map, but there is another small vessel there. It seems to be unattended currently. And right here in the middle of this large area for this landing pad area, there seems to be kind of almost like a turret gun with a chair on the back of it. It's pretty open. But you can see there is a Weequay sitting there, kind of just like slouching in the chair. Just kind of hanging out. As this is all taking place.
Okay.
I'm retconning some stuff I forgot to mention last time, and then when I reread it, I'm like, crap.
Like,
I forgot about those guys.
yeah, that's good to know. Over comms, I'll let Teezo know that there's watch points.
And I do have...
I'm assuming I just get a click from him.
Yeah, if they're inside the thing with me, you just get a click.
I do have this now. This is what the Geonosians look like.
Yeah.
So you guys can remember.
Okay.
They're from the Clone. I think it was the Clone Wars episode 2.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's.
I think they were in
Attack
the
of the
first
Clones.
one too.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones.
Maybe, but yeah, they were.
Yep. So that's what they look like.
They have that amazing language that sounds like it was inspired by Kosa from South Africa.
So the question is, Raven, since you're seeing all this, you chime in. Is there anything else that you want to do, or are you just going to kind of wait it out right there?
I'm gonna wait it out, but I'm gonna over comms. I'm gonna check in with the doctor and Jeska. Where are you two at?
Are we in the presence of one of the guards or anything?
Yeah, you guys are being walked inside the main door by a Gamorrean, a large, rotund, pig-like humanoid that seems to kind of oink at you guys and grunt, carrying a massive vibro axe kind of sitting over his shoulder. And he's just kind of leading you in. There's a set of these massive doors that kind of open in front of you, and you guys start to make your way into the palace. There is what seems to be, it's like these doors open, and then 20 feet ahead there's another set of double doors, and then he keeps walking, and as he gets closer, these 2 massive ball-like things just kind of pop out of the floor on either side of you, and you look, and there's all these like lenses sticking out of these 2 massive like brass-looking balls, and they start to like focus on you guys.
Compensating.
Basically, they kind of look towards the Gamorrean a little bit too, and the Gamorrean kind of just goes, and kind of like he does like a almost like a fake like air punch towards one of these balls, and he goes, and goes, and then descends back in, and the door slams shut on the floor, and the 2 massive doors kind of open in front of you guys.
I will act as if I am talking to the doctor, my partner in weapons dealing crime, as I subtly activate my comm. Oh yes, this business venture dealing weapons to the Hutts will be a great boon to our business. Do you not think so, Doctor? And I kind of wink at him.
Yeah.
All right, so I take it you're making it inside then.
Yes, it is a wonderful palace. It is.
Okay.
It has many doors. It is very grandiose. I like this very much. You must give me the name of your decorator.
The Gamorrean like continues to lead. He's like ignoring you the whole time. He's just leading straight ahead, as I guess Dran's probably behind you, kind of pushing this hovering case of the massive weapon that you guys purchased. Okay.
Yeah, as we Ravens 4 our way into this heist.
I got it.
Ravens 4. I love it. That's great. Teezo, you start to hear the footfalls of the Geonosians that have approached the freighter, and they are walking up the landing bay platform and getting into the vessel. I would like you to go ahead and make a stealth check once again.
Kadoki.
And this is going to be against 2 purple dice. It's going to be against their vigilance. It's kind of like their passive perception, so to speak.
Anything else? Just 2 purple?
Just 2 purple.
Okay. I stub my toe, of course, again.
Yes. It's one of those weird things where you had your foot sticking out just the slightest bit, and one of the Geonosians like bumps the hover button to disengage it, and it slams down on your toe, and you go, and then they're like, and they make their like little like click noises, and then they hit the button, and it goes. They don't seem. You pull your foot out really quick, and they don't seem to see you. As looks like 6 of them climb back up in there. They grab some more crates, and they start walking back out, doing the same rotation. Like all 6 of them, kind of just making their way back across that platform, past back behind the little Weequay, who doesn't seem to really be paying much attention. It's kind of like he's really bored sitting there, not much to do. The crates are starting to thin out a little bit. You think that maybe...
Yeah. Since I couldn't get to the cockpit and like learn how to do the guns or anything, I guess I will try and exit. I'm pretty sure Raven said you were on top of the ship, right? You told me you were on top of the ship.
And I told you that there is like someone on the turret, like that's watching that ship and the other ship. Like he's being really lazy. So I'm gonna try and see if I can signal Teezo when the guy's not paying attention to the ship. Like if he's watching the crates being moved, if I can see where his eye line is with my advanced vision to like signal Teezo to come out.
Okay. Yeah. Basically what I'll do is I'll allow, like, if Teezo's going to make a check to get out of there, I'll allow him to add some boost dice to his roll with that assist.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm just going to wait for the signal, and I'm going to try and, quietly, unseen, make my way out of the ship, and I will force, I will come to the backside of the ship, then force leap up to the top of the ship next to Raven.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do this. Let me figure out what the Weequay's contested check will be here.
Okay.
And let me see what his statistics say. Okay.
It's good to know he's there because I was like ready to like fly to the other ship, but he would have saw me.
Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
It's 2 red, 1 purple.
Oh, he's done his job.
Rip.
But number 1, You're going to get a boost because he's not really paying that much attention.
Okay.
You're going to
Right.
get a second boost because
Okay.
Raven is helping to kind of guide you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So there's 2 automatic boosts thrown onto your roll.
I think I'm going to use a light side point
Okay.
since he has 2 reds.
You got it?
Okay, so and you want this to be a stealth check?
It will be stealth because you're trying to be
Okay.
sneaky.
And there's gonna be force onto this because I gotta see if I gotta use force to use my force sleep. So
Yeah,
that's why there's gonna be
yeah.
force here.
Yep, go ahead and add it.
Oh my god, what is with these threads?
Whoa.
Holy crap!
I succeed really well, but I have
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
damn.
threads.
You bump your head,
Something
get a
Yeah.
concussion.
Okay.
3 threats is a lot though too. Like I'm pretty sure Michael can like turn that into something.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could.
Let me double
Like,
check.
imagine if we were in person, like the amount of dice he'd have to hold.
Hold to just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like
Let me check to
Yahtzee
see
or
what I have to
whatever.
spend for my force sleep.
Yahtzee.
Hey, Yahtzee's a fun
Yahtzee.
game. I love Yahtzee.
Okay. So, you,
Oh, we lost
Teezo,
Kristen. Not a fan of Yahtzee.
Yes.
Teezo, you channel the force, your inner force energy, as you begin to just rush down the ramp, spin around really quick, and just and land up on top. The problem is, when you land, something goes under your foot. And you look down and you're not really sure what you broke, but you broke something on this vessel.
Breathless.
I just think to myself, great, now this is gonna be another thing they're gonna get on me about. Thinking about the droid now, damn ship.
You're not allowed to touch electronics ever again.
So I don't take any strain then?
You don't take any strain, but you
Okay.
you do know you damaged something on this ship.
Yeah.
and you probably are not really sure what it is. I mean, you can take some time to investigate if you want, but you probably something that Raven would probably know more about in this situation, or somebody with mechanics or some kind of piloting, might know this. But well, you do have piloting, but I'm not sure if you would.
I do. It's space, but typically smaller vessels, not the bigger ones.
Mhm.
So, I do have to spend. I don't have to use any dark side, so that's good. And I'm assuming this to jump up on top is a short range
Yes. Mhm.
band. Okay. So yeah, I just have to use 1 force point to do that,
Okay.
and I will. Yeah, I'll land up there.
So you are basically and you slide right next to Raven, who I imagine you guys are both kind of like laying down on prone, like looking looking over the edge, and you guys are together now.
Raven, I think I broke something.
Why does that not surprise me?
I just how am I supposed to know me landing on the dang ship is
All
gonna
right,
break
all
something?
right. I don't want your excuses. We don't have time for it.
Oh, excuses, not my fault. This is a piece of junk ship. So you said this turret thing is a ball. So does it like rotate up and down too to like fire up into the air?
Appears so. Yep. It appears more like this is kind of like an anti-aircraft
Okay.
type gun.
So Raven,
Hmm.
I don't know if you have a plan of getting inside, but you said this turret over here with the man inside of it.
Right.
I could tilt it up so it's not looking at our direction while we move. Or I should be able to. What silhouette size is this thing? look like?
I mean,
I'm assuming it's not bigger than like a ship, so like maybe a 1 or 2.
No, it'd be like the size of like one of those like speeder bikes that you guys ride on.
Okay.
I would say
Cool.
no bigger than that.
So yeah, I could tilt it and make it to where the individual wouldn't have vision of us because they'd be looking up into the sky. Or I could just rip the whole thing off of it. That's more of making noise, so I didn't know if we wanted to do that.
Before we do that,
Mhm.
Give me a moment. And I'm going to try and use my Force 4C power to find out if we were to go in the way that we have access to, how many people are actually inside aside from these people carrying in and out. Like, if we go in there, is there just like a bunch of people, or is there places to hide? Like, she wants to like scope it out within the next few minutes.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. You can
It's like-
roll. You can roll your force to.
It's like one of those movies where they just run in through a door and then it's just like a room of army men. And it's like,
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't That's
Oh,
actually
I know
enough.
what you're talking about. You mean like Star Wars?
Yes.
when Han does that exact thing.
yeah, exactly.
That sounds familiar.
hmm
Close the blast doors. Open the blast doors.
Do I roll from our destiny pool?
No, you roll your force.
Or I
dice.
roll my force?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
roll your.
So how many
amount of
force points
die.
do you have?
1, I believe.
So
Yes.
then you just roll 1 up
One.
the top.
Okay. Sorry, I haven't used my force in a
I know,
long
it's been a while since
time.
she's done this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
We're having one of those That's So Raven moments again. Yay.
It's almost like she's purposely trying to avoid that it's so Raven trope because it was an accident.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Well, I'll have to use the dark side.
Dark side, you'll have to flip a destiny point as well. So and it's a suffering a point of strain too.
And conflict.
Conflict, isn't it?
Conflict, strain, destiny points. Yes.
Okay.
Ooh,
Conflict strain.
Okay.
Do.
So Raven,
Mm-hmm.
as you kind of channel this force energy out of a fear for what might happen beyond that wall, you can feel the fear boiling up in you as you focus, and we zoom in upon your bright eye once again as you begin to step into that moment of almost point of view vision where you can see ahead of time. We just
Her eyes crashed.
we just crashed your computer. You crashed your force power crashed your computer. That's right.
Too strong. Too strong.
Teezo, you can feel kind of like the resonance of that rumbling force energy kind of happen around you, even though because you're so in tune to the force around you as well. You can tell what Raven is trying to do here. Raven, you can see that from outside, you can see ahead of you Teezo kind of tiptoeing, holding his hand out towards the turret. And the turret is pointing straight up into the sky. And you can hear what sounds like baffled language coming from the dome within this turret in the center of the landing bay.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys slowly tiptoe your way by, what's wild is that you didn't necessarily come from the ship that you're currently on. You came from somewhere else. You're not really sure because you zoomed ahead a little bit with the timing.
Right.
You're not really sure how, because when you turn around, you look, and that freighter that Teezo apparently broke that you guys are laying on isn't there anymore. And you make your way up to the door, and you creep your way into the door, and you look into this warehouse. It seems to be overloaded with a bunch of boxes. You don't see anybody else there. It seems to be pretty heavily stocked with things. Lots of places to hide. But you also notice there are a few doorways that lead out from this large warehouse type chamber.
What door are we approaching to? Like from? Is it the one that everyone's going in and out
everyone's walking in and out of, like the big garage door area. Yeah, so you make it in.
Alright.
You make it into the warehouse, and you look around. You see a bunch of boxes. There's tables alongside that seem to be piled up with different types of merchandise and other kinds of things. And there are multiple doorways in there. And then by that, how long can you kind of sustain this? Is it like a 10-minute period or something like that?
Let me check. Up to a day.
Up to a day. Wow.
So it's like you could just like.
If I have more force points, I can go further into the future.
Okay.
But because I only rolled 1, I can only do 24 hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this. You would see. We're going Raven future mode here. You would see an open kind of doorway to your left. You would see a closed doorway to your right. And you'd see a closed doorway that's kind of ahead of you, but it's a little like angled. It's going. So imagine like a room, and you got a door on one side, a door on the other, and then an open area on the left that looks like kind of like a little hallway that leads off. Where do you think Raven would kind of be drawn to go, or what would Raven be drawn to do when she would make her way into this warehouse?
When in doubt, go left.
Go left. Okay, you got it. When you turn around to go left, or to your left, let me double check this because I want to make sure I'm giving you the right description. When you turn to go left, you see that there are stairs that lead down, and they lead down and to the right and seem to just disappear like a hallway.
Yeah, let's go down.
Okay. You go down, you turn your head over, and you see Teezo behind you, making your way down. You get down and you make your way around a bend, and you come to an area that is dirt on the ground. And you look to the right and you see a hallway, a very dimly lit hallway. And you look down and it seems to kind of turn just the slightest bit. And if you think about it, when you guys approach, this palace had a circular
like
type
circular, yeah.
So the walls are kind of rounded inside. You can see there are some doors on the left side of this hall, but then they kind of fade out of view as the building continues to curve, because you can't see around the bend. And it also leads straight. You see a door, and you hear the sound of what sounds like people talking and music playing. Pretty jovial, upbeat music.
Yeah, I'd go towards the music.
Okay. You make your way up to the doorway that's there. Appears to be locked.
All right. I'm trying to get.
Sorry.
Can I hear like conversation, or does it just sound like a party? Are they just partying it up?
Sounds kind of like a party. Yeah.
Am I gonna crash a party? All right. I don't know how much farther I think she would explore as much as she could, but if the force runs out, the force runs out. Like,
okay.
That's up to you. I don't want to like metagame too much into the future.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it was 24 hours. I was like, man,
yeah,
so you can have this out of body experience for a day. I didn't know if you had to like pinpoint like a certain time and you got like a little glimpse of that. You know, that's what I was. That's
I think it's up to the GM's discretion how much or how little you give me.
Okay, how about this? You would head back to that room, that warehouse room again. There are two more doors. Let's say you'll have a chance to explore one of those two. There's one that goes to basically you go to an upper area of the warehouse and then it goes left, and then you got one to the north that leads
yeah, let's go north.
North, okay.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of bringing Teezo along with you in your vision, You go to this door, which is unlocked. You open this glass door, seems to open. You can see some type of room filled with looks to be computer systems.
Aha.
Some kind of technology or communications hub of some sort.
Aha.
You can see some holographic maps kind of floating around. All kinds of like wires and stuff running along the edges of the floor, connected to these big, what look to be some kind of electronic generators or something that's powering all this, or hard drive units and all kinds of stuff in here. Mm-hmm. There is another door on the opposite side of this room, more to the north. But about that time, when you're looking, kind of approaching these maps, and you take your hand and you kind of put it through the holographic image, your force power seems to generate back forth, and you get pulled out of this out-of-body experience and see yourself back there laying prone next to Teezo.
Right. Well, there's definitely a possibility of us getting in unseen, but I think we have to wait for the timing for it.
Sure. When exactly would that be?
I'm not sure. I went a little ahead. But we're gonna have to wait for this freighter to leave.
Okay.
Before we manage to get back in there when there's no one there. I think we're gonna have to probably go to that smaller ship down on that platform and either hide behind it or around it, something. But we're gonna have to finesse this and be patient, which I know you're not keen on, but I would appreciate the patience.
I can deal with it.
All right.
How far do you think that is away from us?
Yeah, how far is that away from us?
Oh, that other ship is probably about, I would say medium range from you guys currently.
Okay.
Teezo might be able to jump to it.
Well, that's what I was going to get at. I forget what range bands go. So from short, does it go to medium after that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so then yes, I can jump to it.
So it's engaged, then you got short, or is it close, short, then medium?
I thought it was engaged.
I think close and short, it depends
medium,
on planetary versus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No, I think we have a handout for this.
I don't know. We always can get confused on close.
Confused on this. Yeah.
Range bands. We have engaged, short, medium, long, extreme for normal combat.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't know where I was getting close from. Is that one of the space things?
I think it's a space term. Yeah.
I think that's space.
Space is. I think that's what that's from.
Space is big, y'all.
Yeah. It's big.
it real big.
So I can get over there relatively quietly, I think. But can you? I know your jetpack's kind of loud.
Yeah, my jetpack's kind of loud. I'm pretty sneaky.
Do you have like a hook or something that you could throw over there, or I could take it over there, attach it to something, and then you could swing or something, and then climb. You're pretty strong.
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, I thought you were pretty strong.
I know how to use my enemy's weight against them. I don't use my weight. I use theirs. So I'm not technically strong. I just know how to use my body.
No, I know that's not how that works.
I don't think so.
No, that's not how it works.
No. I'll figure it out. I think we just need to lay low and be patient and hope that the doctor and Jeska get in a little bit more.
Well, we should probably get over there before this one takes off. Because if this takes off, it might be more difficult for me to get over there, and you.
Right.
So
I think we need to wait for the right time just before they take off, as they're closing the hatch and all the noises and the engines running.
Oh, and
that's when we move.
There. Yeah.
Yes, that's when I'll move, because then if the engine's running, they won't hear my jetpack, because it's a ship versus a jetpack.
Nice thinking.
So we just need to. It's a small window, but we need to be patient.
Well, I could get over there and then also rotate the. I can't do both. I can't jump in.
No, don't rotate it yet.
Well, I could do that for you if I'm over there already.
Don't keep it, because you're going to. if you do it too soon...
No, I'm saying when you go, I can do it for you if I'm over there already.
I'm saying don't. Save it for when the two of us go to the door.
I can do it again when we go to the door. I can do it both
I know,
times.
but if you do it before, he's going to know something's up. Immediately.
Okay.
Patience, Teezo. I know it's hard, but please trust me on this one.
I mean, you keep okay. So should I go over now then?
No, wait for the window.
Oh, well, okay.
Wait for the signal.
Oh my god. Raven's like, I'm taking a conflict point. I just
So-
wanted the future. Please trust me.
I'm gonna chime us back into our other group, and for this, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go take us to a different map.
Before this happens, is there any like summation of the plan that Raven wants to communicate to Jeska and Dran?
She'd tell you what she saw in the future. She's like, there's a mechanical computer room just inside the warehouse. I'm gonna try and make my way in, but we need a little bit more time before we have a window to do it.
I'll just kind of like tap the comm twice, as like to show that I have accepted and understand.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys over to another map.
Oh.
So, basically give you guys some eyes on what you guys are seeing. You guys should be able to see at the top left right here. That's where Jeska and Dran are. Jeska, you should be seeing in red if I did it correctly.
Yes.
So you're
What?
You're actually seeing what
Thoughtful.
Jeska would see. Dran, you should be seeing your normal sight there.
Yes.
And also
I
down
did not know that was possible.
and down
I can't see
here-
them, but I can see me.
And Raven, you should be seeing in kind of like a purple because I tried to
Purple,
make it
yeah.
seem like your helmet was on, and you were getting like your visualization from that. So that's what your visual should look like.
It's so cool, Michael. I know, to me it's normal, but that's so cool to hear about.
If they want to screenshot theirs and show them what it looks like in theirs, I mean, it just gives it a red tint to their
Hopefully
their
I
view.
don't miss stuff.
So you guys are brought in.
Nice.
You guys
So
are
cool.
Like that.
yeah.
That is cool.
You guys are
Yes.
brought into what seems to be some kind of receptionist area. In through these next set of double doors, and there's comfortable seating, nice coffee tables. Seem to be made out of some kind of like black glossy obsidian or something like that. Something really nice. Looks really heavy and expensive. Some potted plants kind of around in the corners, which is strange for the immense amount of desert planet that Tatooine is. People who have potted plants must be making some money here on Tatooine. You can see that there are restrooms up there to the northern part of this little reception area. The Gamorrean kind of leads you guys in, snorts a couple times at this Twi'lek, this female Twi'lek behind this little receptionist desk. It's a kind of like a half circle off of the northern edge wall there. And then kind of snorts at these two humans that seem to be standing there. One has like an eye patch on. The other one looks kind of gruff. Looks like he hasn't showered in probably like a year and a half.
Nice.
And the Gamorrean then exits the room and headed back to where the gates were where you guys entered. And you can see that the Twi'lek kind of looks up at both of you. Looks over and kind of gives a side eye at Dran and then a little wink, and then begins to kind of type something on like a computer system. And you can hear she kind of turns around and she's got this little kind of headset and she starts speaking in a language that you guys don't really understand, but she is speaking. And then she looks at both of you and says, "Oh, we're so glad that we could do business with you today, but currently, Teemo has a very important meeting happening at this current time. If you guys could both make yourselves comfortable, I will let you know when he's available to see you."
Yes, thank you. We're happy to wait. My name is Ayaskadoshi Konnenekosh, and this is my partner, Slim.
Well, it is great to meet you both. Is that a nickname?
No, it's family. It's a family name.
Oh. Please.
He comes from a long line of Slims. His father.
I'm the real one.
His father was called Slim Jim. And he is the real Slim.
The real Slim.
And he's currently standing, just saying.
Acting a little shady.
She kind of gestures over to the corner, and you can see there's this really nice. Imagine one of those like little water coolers that you hold the little cups under, and you get yourself a little glass of water. Yeah, there's one of those in the corner. She kind of gestures. Please make yourselves comfortable. This is very important, but I don't anticipate it being too long.
Michael, can I kind of retcon something that I might have been doing ever since we first came into the palace? Can I kind of play up, and this is wrong, don't do this in real life, but can I play up my disability to possibly be underestimated
Okay.
by these criminals?
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Walking in, kind of feeling around, keeping my hand on the cart.
Here's what I'm gonna do. There's a rule in this game that says yes, you can if you spend a destiny point to do so.
Oh, then
if you flip a destiny point, I will go for that 100% because I think it's a fantastic idea. So yes, you've been playing up your disability and definitely making it to where people definitely feel that you are definitely an individual who cannot see them.
Not a threat.
Not a threat. Mm-hmm. Okay. So she basically just gestures to the room for you guys to get comfortable, and the two humans there, just one standing at either side of that large metal blast door area there that leads farther into the palace, just kind of standing there. You guys do notice there is another metal door behind this Twi'lek female. So there's basically the desk there, and then there's a door behind it. Other than that, it's just these comfortable furniture pieces, and it looks like some restrooms.
Slim, may I have a drink of water, please?
Oh, of course, I'll... kind of tap him on the shoulder, like guide it gently into his hand. Oh, you're here.
Thank you. Your planet is very beautiful from what I understand, but it's quite hot here. Is it hot enough for you? And I kind of address the two sullen guards.
One of them kind of glances over with he's wearing an eye patch, so he glances over you with this one good eye and just seems to kind of like shrug. It just goes back to just standing there. It doesn't really like he's cares to pay attention to you at all. The Twi'lek behind the desk is kind of like, oh, yeah, that's why I work inside.
So you're very lucky to work in such a comfortable building. It feels very well furnished.
It has its benefits, that's for sure.
Yes. I am wondering, if it's not too bold, what are the kind of benefits for working for such an organization? We might wish to discuss such things with our superiors, that we can both benefit from mutual understanding.
Well, she kind of looks over towards the guards. Make a vigilance check for me.
Okay. Just trying to stretch that taffy. Any kind of difficulty on this?
2 purple dice, average.
And you said a vigilance?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay. Okay. So here's there's some good and bad that's going to happen on this. So you're successful in determining that she's full of crap. She's lying to you. She is not happy. She puts on a really good show. This isn't where she wants to be. She doesn't want to work here. You get the vibe that maybe she could be forced to work here. And the reason that she's saying that it's nice to work here is because, well, she could either work here or be dead.
Okay.
The 3 threat, I will cash in to say that you have a little bit of a shiftiness to your head when you're trying to kind of like read her. And you might have given away that you're really not as blind as you make out to be to her.
Okay. Just to her or
Just
to the guards?
From what you can tell, to her, she doesn't really seem to... You notice a little kind of quirk to her facial expression when she's you know, kind of talking to you there. So you get that... It's like when you get that hunch and you get that feeling, oh man, I might have been found out a little bit.
I will. I'll just continue on, barreling forward into the conversation, saying that, well, you know, I find this type of business to be quite demanding. You know, sometimes it can be difficult. It's almost as if I'm a slave to my work. It's just, you know, I really, I love this job, but sometimes it's very difficult. And like, my eyes have been, you know, very unfocused, you know, off, you know, kind of middle distancing, as sometimes sight challenged people interact with the world. But as I say this, my eyes just kind of shift and focus at her.
Mm-hmm. And as your eyes shift to her and you guys make that eye contact, it's almost like she instinctually, instantaneous. It's like when you make eye contact with somebody and they deliberately turn away, like as soon as they make eye contact, but in a kind of like a, not like aggressive way, but more of like a timid way. Like, I'm trying to keep this under wraps. And she's like, yeah, well, you know, the work never stops. So we just keep going. Don't you?
Indeed. Oh yes. It is very nice to go home after a long work day.
Yes. She looks away and she just says yes. Doesn't say anything else on top of that. Just kind of like shakes her head. It's kind of like doing that, staring off into the corner of the room. If you know, if you excuse me, I'll go see if everything is in order. Please make yourselves comfortable. And she stands up and kind of nods to both of you, winks at Dran once again, and then see her type in a few numbers on a little keypad behind her, and this door opens, and she walks back on.
Am I focusing enough to see what number combo she puts in?
If you have perception or vigilance.
Is it like keypad on the wall, or is it like hidden behind the desk?
No, it's a keypad on the wall.
Okay.
You can
make
a
perception check?
Perception or vigilance. I'm gonna say.
And what's the difficulty?
I'm gonna say the difficulty.
It might be
this
pretty
one.
hard, yeah.
The difficulty is going to be. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be average, but I'm gonna use a dark side point to upgrade it once because it is kind of small and it's happening very fast.
That's fine. That's fine. Totally understandable. Here comes a perception.
Okay. That's a strange roll. So you don't succeed in seeing what the numbers are, but there's 2 advantages there and a triumph. So basically, even though you failed, something else benefits during this. So what could we say would be the triumph benefit, like the extreme benefit, and you also have 2 advantage throughout this.
One of the guards goes into another hallway after hearing a noise, and so there's only one left.
Sure. What hallway, like exiting out or deeper in?
Let's say exiting out.
Okay. Yeah, one of the guards does hear...
Dran, does that sound like a good idea?
Yep. Yeah, one guard does hear a noise and kind of heads off, and the door opens.
What was that?
Yeah. I heard something.
Metal Gear Solid.
That's it. Then they walk right up to you, and it's... I heard something.
He drops prone.
And he bumps into you like 5 times. I heard something. But yeah, then they walk out. There's only one guard there. And you guys are left in that room.
Like bossa nova in the background.
Yeah, just is there any kind of like, gentle music or anything, or is it just dead silent?
Oh yeah, there's some music playing through some small speakers.
Okay.
It's really quiet, and through the receptionist area. Yeah.
Reception.
Yeah.
Foyer music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Foyer music. Yeah. Kind of like when you're waiting in the dentist office.
Yeah.
Like one of those things,
Are there any magazines? Any?
Oh yeah. There's some magazines around.
Tatooine Monthly.
Tatooine Monthly. What's the one?
There's
Crime and Villainy.
Several back issues of Tatooine Monthly, and all of the covers are just sand.
CSI Moshuta is another.
Oh.
And then, like, you see like somebody like wearing a pair of goggles, and they're reaching up to take those goggles off after saying a very pithy, one-liner.
There's a bright yellow. There's a bright yellow magazine there too. It's a Tatooinian Geographic, and on the front cover of it, it has what looks to be this massive kind of reptilian creature erupting from the earth.
Mandalore Times.
Mandalore Times, yes.
Does Dran see this Tatooine Geographic or whatever?
Oh yeah, they're just laying on the tables. Yeah, you guys can peruse.
I'd probably pick
I've
up
got
the
one
one
that it's upside down. So.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And as I am holding it right way up, I'm obviously, he thinks that I'm faking and pretending this, but I'm actually trying to read, and so like holding it so Dran can see as well. So is there anything we can learn about this large beast?
Oh sure.
Because
yeah.
it might be the crate dragon that Teezo has been so anxious about.
What's fantastic about it is somebody had folded over one of the pages inside, so you kind of come right to it, and it's kind of like a 2-page spread of crate dragon.
Oh, they nerf-eared the page. Oh,
yeah, they folded
that.
it. Yeah, I know. I know. It's rough, but people do that, especially in palaces of crime lords. They have a tendency to do that kind of thing.
No manners.
That's it.
And to
No
the
respect for the books. No respect.
There's a few images, a few artistic kind of interpretations also. There's a couple interviews with people.
I thought you were going to say interviews with the Great Dragon.
Well, no, with people about...
Right. Do people
How do you feel about all these people coming to kill you just for this one thing?
Well, I had a lot of people come last week, but I just devoured every single one of them and then sprayed them all with acid. And that was it. It was done. And I went back.
The Great Dragon.
I went back to my hibernation. I'm working on these.
I just eaten a lot of pizza. I was having a lot of acid reflux.
I'm working on these kidney pearls here. It's got a lot to do here.
Is that what they are? Are they kidney stones?
They're kidney stones.
Are we killing this creature for kidney stones that are probably very painful? They're
somebody call Lucasfilm and let them know that Lucasfilm. It's kidney stones.
It's kidney stones.
That's why they're so cranky all the time.
That's it. Oh boy.
Oh, now I want to help them. Oh, that's really sad. Those poor guys have been suffering for so long, and people just come to kill them for their own small kidney stone.
Listen, I just give them to you if you just ask nicely.
Scalpel. It's the best in the business.
All right. While you guys are perusing through that magazine, I'm going to transfer us back to the other group as we got to flip-flop back and forth with this craziness. So during that time, I would say that you guys witnessed the Geonosians go for one more collection. And as they are walking back, you see that only 5 of them have crates. So you make an assumption that probably the last of the crates is gone, and the one was just didn't have a crate to push, so he's just walking beside one of his companions there.
Wow.
No, go ahead.
While we're waiting up on the top of the ship, of course, I'm getting really bored. So I take out a little bag of some kind of snack, probably some sweet, chocolate or something. Start eating it.
Okay.
And I'm just I look over at Raven. Want some?
No.
I'm gonna be honest, they're kind of old, but
then why are you eating them still?
What else am I gonna do? They're good. They still taste good. They're just a little old.
I elbow him.
Fine. I'll wipe my hand off on the ship.
Okay.
Disrespect, I swear. It's not the ship's fault.
You guys, after waiting a little bit and having this conversation, noticed that after these 5 crates have been delivered back in through the door, the Geonosians start making their way back out. They're also accompanied by Zemo, the Toydarian, once again, as he's fluttering around. His feet never touch the ground. He's just always flying. And he's talking to that other individual that you guys saw when you guys first arrived. That guy that had the black cloak on. And they kind of stop just outside the door, and it looks like they're just having a brief conversation. The one in the black cloak seems to hand over some kind of what looks to be pouch to the Toydarian. And then he disappears back through the door out of sight, leaving just the Geonosians and the Toydarian out there. And they seem to be just walking slowly back towards the freighter that you guys are on top of. It looks like they're just headed right for the boarding ramp.
Just kind of whisper to myself, thank God.
So the Toydarian and all of the Geonosians board the boarding ramp. You hear the boarding ramp, the hydraulics kind of give way and it seals itself shut. And you hear the engines start to pick up and they're idle as they begin to fire up this vessel. What do you guys do?
I'm probably gonna scooch closer to the edge, like closer to where the other ship is, and get ready to go. But I'm watching and waiting for a time where the turret guy is not really paying attention, and that I see that we are in an all clear.
Okay.
I don't know what Teezo's doing. I'm assuming he's probably not going to wait for me. So I'm focusing on myself.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm not fighting him on this. If he's going to get caught, I'm not.
Is the turret looking directly at the ship?
He'll do this. Like when he heard the idles kind of pick up and the engine turn on, it was kind of like a glance over and then glance back. That was it. Basically just like he was just responding to the sound, the change of sound.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Well, yeah, if I see that he's not really looking, I'm just gonna start crouch walking over, and then when I get to close to the edge of the ship, I will just jump.
Okay.
And whew.
So, Teezo, as you're kind of crouch walking up towards the front of the ship, you're getting a little bit closer to like the cockpit area, and
oh boy,
you hear. It's almost as if the ship begins to take off, but then you hear like this. And then the idle just starts to slow down just the slightest bit. It's still on, but the engines aren't like, you don't hear like the throttle like kicking up. It like kicks back, and then you hear. What do you mean the landing gear won't disengage? What? It can't be broken. It just worked just a minute ago. You fools don't know what you're doing. I don't. Oh no! It's coming off all of your pay.
Hey Raven, I think I know what I broke. I think it might be that landing gear. We still going?
The absolute disrespect.
Okay, I'm going. I jump.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead and make a stealth check. With your force, because you're using your force to jump.
Yeah, because
right?
I have to force leap.
And here's one and it's gonna be against the weak way, because now that the ship isn't like disengaging from this like vessel area where it's not like a pad like where you can land on. It's almost like they had to seal this thing to the side. So for some reason it's not letting go of the ship currently. So the weak way is kind of like looking over strangely at this nonsense that's happening, and kind of like thinking in his head, bunch of idiots, you know?
Yeah.
So it's going to be against 2 red, 1 purple.
Okay, well, I'm a little afraid to do a destiny point this time, because I might need it to use dark side, because I have to use more force this time. So I don't think I'm going to be able to
okay.
upgrade with the destiny point. So here we go. What the heck is with these rolls?
Damn, you get a lot of threat.
Yeah.
My toe just really hurts. No, so what happens now? Michael now breaks something else on the ship. I'm leaping off of it.
Okay. So you successfully make your jump. Without...
Well, I have to use conflict, or I have to use all this, because I have to use the dark side, because I need two force.
You're gonna have to have the 2. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna spend a strain, a conflict, and a destiny
and
point.
a destiny point. Yeah. See, I'm glad I didn't use it on the upgrading it. Yeah. So then, I have enough to jump now.
Okay. Yep. So you successfully jump without being seen over to the other side. 3 threat.
Yeah.
I will say that when you land on this other ship, you're jumping for the other ship, right?
Well, it's on a platform, right?
It's kind of like it's attached. to the platform.
Oh.
It's kind of like that. So
Okay, so it's not landed on. Yeah, I'm landing on the ship then. I was thinking it was like this, where it was landed on the platform.
It's kind of like more like where you how you dock to another ship. It's kind of like that kind of deal a little bit. But there is like a little platform. There's just like a little platform that it attaches to.
Gotcha. If there's nothing, I'll just land on the ship. So.
All right.
And then immediately drop down.
And you drop down. Thing is, when you drop down, you kind of slip a little bit, and you're hanging off the side of the ship a little bit. So you're just like barely hanging on. So if you, for your next check, you're going to add a setback.
Okay.
For your next check, because you're a little bit unbalanced and thrown off.
Okay.
By your landing.
Question, Michael. As they were arguing, was the engine still running?
It's still running. It's idle.
So it's still.
Yeah.
But it's loud, right?
I mean, this ship idled is pretty loud compared to.
Okay, I'm gonna boost over there.
Okay, boosting over there.
Full dash,
excellent.
like everything.
Okay, why don't you?
I will stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your stealth. This is going to be against the weak way, so that's 2 red, 1 purple.
Okay.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us in chat tonight. We appreciate it, everybody.
I'm gonna upgrade. I need this to work.
Oh man, you guys are giving me a bunch of dark side points
Yes.
here. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. 3 successes with 3 advantage. Oh, so Raven, you make your way, firing up your jetpack, firing over there towards Teezo. What do you think those 3 advantages are going to be? Because you're going to be successful here.
I'm probably just gonna boost Teezo and heal one of my strain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you fire over there and you see him like slipping off the side. So you're like using your jetpack and your momentum to kind of push him back up onto the ship.
Thank you for the boost, Raven.
Yep.
Ouch.
All right. So you do see the landing thing kind of lower once again. You see a couple Geonosians come on there, and they look at this thing. They look at it for a few moments, and the weak way is just like watching them, like, what are they doing? And then all of a sudden, like, one of them takes like this, goes back up into the ship, comes back with what looks to be some kind of metal tool of some sort, and like starts to like crowbar pry at where it's connected. Then you watch the other one kind of reach out his hand, and he hands it over to the other one that's standing there, looks at it for a second, and just starts wailing on it like a hammer. And eventually you see the piece like kind of break off from the vessel, and it starts to like hover away a little bit, and then they look at each other in panic for a moment and start to go, and they fly over to the landing area, climb their way up on top of it. You can see the hydraulic systems close on it. And then you hear the ship kind of really kind of power up the engines, and you see that blue glow from each of the engines on the back as they begin to start slowly taking off into the low atmosphere.
I whisper over to Raven, see, this has gone totally to plan so far.
Because you listened to me.
Oh. Well, I guess, yeah.
All right. Let's get ready to move. I'm gonna just wait for probably like a minute or two to just make sure that there's no more movement on these landing decks.
Okay. Sure, yeah. Waiting for a moment. You can see the weak way just kind of goes back to leaning back, crosses his arms, yawns a couple times, and that's it. Don't see any more movement. Funny thing is, that garage door, nobody closed it.
All right.
Left open.
Now you can play with the turret.
Okay. I will force move it while we're moving up to where it like tilts up And
Tilting it up?
yep.
Okay. You got it. Go ahead and make your roll.
Okay. Would you like me to go ahead and just do this, make this with the stealth check too? So it's only one roll, or
Yeah, let's
just
do that.
the force move
Yeah,
first? Okay.
yeah, and go ahead, Raven, if you're going to sneak by too, go ahead and make an additional stealth check. 2 reds, 1 purple is the difficulty against the weak way. But he's currently he's currently not paying attention. So go ahead and give you guys get a boost on this roll as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Noted. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
That's a lot of advantage.
That is a lot of advantage.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't look like your force premonition's gonna come true.
Well.
Okay, so
how does the force work here?
Failing with style.
I gotta
'Cause
read
the force
really
works.
fast.
I think
It's just
I think it
stealth
still
sucks.
works. Yeah, I think it's the stealth.
My
that fails.
stealth doesn't work. Yeah,
Yeah.
my stealth fails. Okay, so I need 1 to activate move. So that's the 1 light side. So I'm definitely gonna have to use, if I want to continue using this, I have to use more dark side. So what's underneath of us? We're hanging over like the desert below, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I notice him actually, if I make eye contact with him, or I know he sees me, which I'm assuming happens, instead of just rotating it, I am just going to remove the thing from the fixture, like the little orb thing, and just push it off the cliff.
Oh my god!
Well, we can't call for help. You can't call for help.
I love it.
You're gonna take so much conflict.
It's fine. That's
love
fine. I'm reckless. It
I
makes
love it.
sense.
I love
Oh my god!
So I do have to spend. Okay, so I don't have to do the range, but I have to do. Okay, I have to do strength, so that's another force point. Okay, so I just have to use 2. Okay, so I take 1 conflict, 1 strain again.
1 conflict, 1 strain. Okay.
Unless you think it would be out of range, starting off. Like where would he notice me, Mike?
He'd notice you when you get close. So,
Okay.
Yeah, you would.
So then, I don't have to do the range up band.
Yeah.
Sorry for using the last light side point, guys. So I take 1 strain.
Ooh, 8. Oh.
I get a conflict point. And yeah, this guy just goes, the whole like ball part of the turret just like rips off and just falls off the cliff.
Well, here's
down into the desert.
Here's the cool thing. The way this is built into, like, the ball's built into the platform. So basically what you do is you're holding this thing up at first, and he looks like, and Raven, you get deja vu because you hear that same like cursing in that language, and then you kind of turn to face the garage doors again. But this, what you see, Teezo, is you just go like this. You turn around and see him look right at you, and then go to reach for like a rifle that he had inside there, the tube, as well as this thing is going up there. And then all of a sudden you just go, and then pull your hand down rapidly, and the ball just falls down through the floor. Like it breaks the brackets, and you just hear, ah! And then in the distance, Raven, you kind of turn around for just 1 quick glance, and the ball's no longer there with the turret. And then you just hear,
Oh god.
hundreds of feet below.
I look at Raven as she turns back to me, and I go, "Oops."
Oops.
Episode title.
Who said, oops?
Michael, do I take any other conflict for that, like, other than the force, like from the dark side force? Or
I would say that he was reaching for his gun, and he would have been a threat. So
Okay.
I would say no under this circumstance.
Cool.
He wasn't like an unarmed prisoner or anything like that, so you're not going to take anything for that.
Gotcha.
That's the way
I
do it,
will,
at least.
for these advantages, I will use 4 to heal all my strain because I had 4 strain.
Okay.
I will boost Raven, and I'll give the next person that rolls. I'll give another boost because I don't know what else to use the one extra one. So.
Okay, perfect. And at the sound of that explosion from hundreds of feet below, and Teezo and Raven just kind of spending one moment just staring at each other. After hearing Teezo say "oops," I'm going to pan us back to Jeska and Dran. You guys.
Could I say something over the comms just really quickly after that thing fell?
Mm-hmm.
I will say over the comms. Did you all hear anything in there? Just curious.
Did we hear anything?
Did we?
All you heard was the nice, gentle music playing in the lobby.
Okay.
We're making our way to the computer.
I'll kind of click once for no.
All right, that's all I wanted to say.
There's a big party happening downstairs, and we're heading for the computer room north of the warehouse. I just give them our estimate locations.
Okay.
Twice.
Cool. So, is there anything you guys are doing, standing here in this lobby for a moment? We're just kind of hanging out, looking at magazines and.
I'm
Just,
sweaty,
kind
I'm
of-
spaghetti, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of humming the girl from Alderaan underneath my breath. The girl from Alderaan.
I like that tune. That's a good one.
Is that what the guard says to me?
Yeah.
I'm getting a response from. Okay, yeah, wearing them down. Oh yes, I am not really from this part of the galaxy, but I am really liking the music here. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I know that one's on rotation sometimes. I hear it a few times a day.
Oh, you seem like a very you sound like a very strong fellow. Do you exercise regularly?
Nice glutes.
When I have time, I guess. Yeah.
What kind of things do you enjoy doing around here for fun? Maybe perhaps later we can get drinks.
Well, I like to bet on the gladiator pit.
Oh yes, it is very exciting, yes, to see them being so glad.
Oh, you know what's cool? This is cool.
I take a conflict point.
A small talk conflict point.
He said he looks at you. He's like, yeah. Recently, we got a Wookiee gladiator, and man, that Wookiee can beat the snot out of all the other gladiators we got.
Oh, sounds very fearsome.
Oh yeah, he's pretty scary. He makes this roar sound that just makes you tremble inside.
Where do your gladiators stay when they are not fighting?
Oh, they stay in the palace.
Oh, here in the palace. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Teemo hooks them up real nice.
Oh. Is it comfortable? Is it as well decorated as this place?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh.
Are there any gladiator matches happening soon?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. I mean, even if they haven't already. Teemo's got some really high-profile guests right now, so he might be trying to get that Wookiee might actually be fighting today.
And I, kind of, steadily, reach up and touch my comms, like, oh yes, the gladiators sound like they have a very lucrative deal. Do they earn much money?
Well, I'm not really sure about their financial situation, to be honest. I don't know nothing about that. That's not any of my business.
Sorry to intrude. Like I said, I'm new here. I'm trying to learn.
I was gonna ask about the guests.
Yes. Our hosts, other guests. Where might they be from?
Think. Where did they say they were coming from? I think it was a place called Morak.
Do I know anything about this place?
I think that was what it was called. Let me. Oh no, it wasn't Morak. It was Koak. That's what it was. Koak.
Where have we heard Koak? Is that the planet we didn't go to?
That's the planet you didn't go to.
Like the pirate planet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now we're getting some consequences from not going there.
That's the consequences for not going there to sabotage and steal their ships.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate scum. I don't know. I'm running dry. Apparently my charm only goes so far.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of standing there in an awkward, hush moment after that takes place, we transfer back to Teezo and Raven. You guys have snuck up to this open doorway.
Mm-hmm.
You're making your way into this workshop, cargo, and receiving area. So I'm gonna go ahead. You guys should have control of your tokens. Can you move them into there?
Yep.
Okay. And you see that there are just a bunch of those crates that were moved in from that vessel. There's all kinds of stuff lying around. There's like a workbench area at the northern part here. You can see up here, Raven, was that door that you went through where the computer room was.
Mm-hmm.
Up here, there's also more crates and other things around there. And here's where you went down the stairs over here. And this is that other door that you did not go into right here.
Okay.
In this space.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the computer room.
Okay. So you're gonna make your way up there to that computer room.
Mm-hmm.
I will follow.
You open those doors to see all of those computer areas. Now, this door ahead of you is closed. I did not shut them for the dynamic lighting.
That's okay.
Because I had some issues with overdoing it with the dynamic lighting before, and it was starting to bog down Roll20 a little bit. So
That's fine.
You can't see in there. Imagine you can't see in there.
That's fine. Yeah.
And you guys see, it's much like your force vision showed. Like it's pretty much exactly what you had already foreseen. As you guys see this, seems like a communications technology hub.
Overcoms. We're in the communications hub. And I'm gonna try and use that item, that hacking kit.
Yeah.
The slicing kit or the
slicing kit.
Ooh, yeah. You're gonna kite.
Very cool.
It's okay.
Where is that?
Jeska leaked a lot of our conversation to them over comms, right?
About the gladiators.
Yeah, I
the gladiators and the special guests.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I'm just gonna stay. Like, I'm gonna be inside the room with her, but I'm gonna keep the door open and just keep an eye out on this walkway.
I don't have it in my inventory.
Okay, sure.
Oh, wait.
So,
No, I don't have it in my inventory. I don't know what it's called. I know I have it.
You know what? I should have. I think that was something I gave to you and never got the stats for it to you. But what it does is it basically decreases the difficulty of any like computer slicing checks by 1.
Okay.
Nice.
So like if it's like a 3 purple difficulty, it'll only be 2 purple.
Okay.
One stays 1.
Yeah, 1 would stay 1. Yeah. So basically the way this is going to work mechanically, Raven, is you get this thing out and you start hooking it up to some of these computer systems. It's going to be a kind of like a skill challenge here, like a D&D skill challenge. You're going to have 3 separate checks. It's going to start off easy, and then it's going to progressively get harder. And that information that you get from those checks will be, you know, it'll be like on the surface area and then more in depth based on those checks.
Cool.
So you can start off by making an easy 1 purple computers check.
Okay.
I will say, since we can't take away the 1 purple, I'll give you a boost since you're using this device on that.
Okay. And I already had a boost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Teezo, you're watching Raven kind of pull out this mechanical thing that I think you guys got it from Lyra Hardin, maybe, or was
Lyra,
it? Yeah, Lyra. And she starts kind of like wiring it up the best way that she knows how.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Sounds good. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, you succeed with a bunch of advantage. So let me see.
With a plum.
Cipher all over again.
Okay. So the first access point on here gets you basically a map of the palace.
That's helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
And it seems like you have a limited time to where you could choose 1 room and access security cameras to that room.
Okay.
There is a room, obviously, to your north that you could access. There is a room outside of the communications hub here to your left. There is a room in the very center. There are what looks to be several other rooms that are just out here to the outside between the workshop. There's a room over in this area, too, that also has some basic security cameras. And there's also a room up here that has security cameras in it.
Where do I think the party is happening? Is that it?
The center one is labeled throne room cameras.
I'll take that one.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. I don't know how to make this to where you can all just see that. Maybe I can just.
You could move Raven over there for a second, or copies.
Do copies over there. I wonder if I can just reveal areas. And I wonder if it would reveal.
Put an icon that's assigned to all of us in there.
That's a good idea.
Like a torch.
Too. Like a torch.
Didn't we do that? We did it with Matthew one time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna take Raven over there because I'm gonna take Raven and Teezo because they would be the only 2 that would be able to see this right now. I'm just gonna move you guys over to the center. Can you guys see in there?
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Wait, what?
We have no idea.
So, it appears in the center of the room there seems to be this large pit with a steep wall all around it. It just has sand in the middle of it. And around there, kind of elevated, you see these elevated platforms that have different tables all around the room. You see there's a cantina bar down there in the bottom part of the room. You see there is a band playing right now. The individuals look kind of like this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Playing.
Oh, a Biff.
Yeah, a Biff. Yeah, a Biff. There's one that's very flamboyantly dressed. It has kind of like, it looks like a clarinet with an extra long mouthpiece, and he's jamming it out. Like it looks like he's just going nuts, taking a big solo or something like that. You can see individuals around the room having drinks that look like these guys, almost like spider-like faces.
Qualish.
Yeah, Qualish. That's right. You see, grimy looking humans like sitting around tables having drinks too. You see
He doesn't like you.
You see this
I don't like.
massive figure sitting in a very comfortable throne in the kind of like the northern part of the building, flanked by two of those Gamorreans, those pig-like humanoids. You also recognize this individual. He's also in the room, just kind of hanging out. And sitting at a table in front of the large creature are three individuals. They don't all look the same, but this was the only like picture I could find that kind of represented these guys in my head. There's individuals with very
space elves,
kind of like space elves. That's exactly it. Very pale complexion, pale hair. One of them is actually completely bald and hairless, kind of like a Voldemort type look. And he has almost like this area that seems that, if you remember Darth Malak from the Knights of the Old Republic, he has this like, he has this thing that's kind of around his neck, and he's standing, but the other two are sitting comfortably having beverages, and it looks like the bald-headed one is in a deep conversation with that large, massive figure in the room. And it looks like the rest of them are just kind of enjoying their time. It looks like they're just chatting, having a party, enjoying one another's company. There's also other individuals throughout the room. There's some Twi'leks, but they look like scantily clad female Twi'leks that seem to be either servers or, chauffeurs, so to speak. There are other individuals as well that are making their way around, but they don't look like they're carrying any weapons or seem like they're even extremely happy to be here. Some of the people are dancing around, but you're not really sure if that's all for show or if they really are part of this whole shindig.
I think when Raven sees that there's like unarmed, probably slaves, she starts cursing because that changes things.
Yeah. But after that computers check, that would bring you back over to here. Where you are currently continuing to hack through that computer system.
All right.
Now, you can either do another easy check, and you could even access another room if you wanted to, or you could up the ante and do a more difficult one. And see if you can access any more information from this computer system.
I think I'll push it one more time just to see how much information I can actually get.
Okay, you got it.
With all those advantages, what do I do with those advantages?
You know what? I'll give you. Let me see.
Find a virus.
I'm not Cypher.
Well, I mean,
spam him.
Yeah, I just DOS him and send his address to everybody in the universe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He gets all these spam mail.
Superman 3, just get like all the little decimals on the money to.
I signed him up for all the mailing lists.
Yeah.
I'll give you this. Well, unless you can think of something that you want to do.
Korriban Prince scam.
Oh no.
I'll leave it up to you if you want to decide. I mean, there is probably some little information I could give you, but it's probably not going to add up to that many advantages. It's your choice.
Maybe the advantage will give me a buffer if there's an alarm trigger that I can. There's like a time buffer where I learned the system pretty well that I feel like I could have time to deactivate it before it's triggered by me.
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
Teezo, is there anything you're doing while you're waiting on Raven, or just looking out?
No, I'm just being basically a lookout while she's doing the computer stuff because I will not be able to help with that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm just basically just sitting up against the wall, like having my eyes down the hallway with my carbine out. Just
spinning your gun.
Okay, so I'm doing...
spinning it actually like my lightsaber, but it's not really my lightsaber. And it's like
it's just wishing wistfully. Oh, I wish this was a lightsaber.
I will try and see how much more information I'll get. So, do I need to make another computer check?
Yep, this one's going to be 1 purple with no boost this time because basically what we're doing is we're taking your 2 purple difficulty and we're making it 1. That's your benefit for this one.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, thanks
So-
for this deck. It's so good.
With
Thanks
this
for this.
check, you can disable the alarm systems of the palace.
I do so.
All right.
Nice.
The alarm systems are sliced and shut down
Nice.
throughout the palace without any indication of them being turned off. You have 1
right.
advantage.
I'll just pass it forward to the next roll.
Okay, you got it. You gonna do it again?
Yes.
All right. This one is gonna be against 2. This will be 2 purple dice this time.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna
Upgrade.
spend one of
Michael.
my dark sides, as the dark side is tempting, especially when I have 8 points to spend. And I'm looking at the clock, and we're in the final hour of our stream. I gotta start spending some of these.
No, it's gonna get pretty dark from here.
Well, at least the alarms are disabled.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. Wow! Look
Nice.
at that. Okay.
Raven's the MVP.
So, you get a lot of information from this. Okay? So, the first is you get a bunch of records. Hidden records that pop up about Teemo's infiltration of his Rill and Spice mines on Ryloth. And also that Teemo has a contract with an individual named Jabba the Hutt. And it appears that looking through some of this documentation, that Teemo is scraping a little bit off the top and isn't paying out full amount to Jabba. A little, and it's like, as you're looking at it, just a little bit. So Jabba probably doesn't even know that this is happening. But
Can
it's
I download these files?
absolutely can. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then off the top.
Oh, yeah.
You're just taking a little off the top at a time.
Lining his big, slimy.
But
It's not pockets, but whatever. Yeah, sporin, like a Scotsman wears with his kilt.
Yeah, that's it. So it seems that Jabba the Hutt and Teemo the Hutt have some kind of. They're supposed to be working together on these spice mines, and it seems like Teemo's taking advantage of the situation financially.
Anonymously email that stuff to Jabba.
There is also a wealth of B1 battle droid schematics and notes on a secure part of the server. There is clear evidence that shows that Teemo is trying to build his own by reverse engineering the old B1 battle droids. And also there's notes on how they can replace some of the parts with more modern parts to make them even better than they were.
Ooh, bad. Bad.
I always forget her name. The leader of the Mandalores that gave me the best scar.
Vera. Yeah.
I have her information to contact her, right?
Yeah, of course you do.
Can I forward this particular part of the information? Not the part where he's skimming from the hut. The part with these battle schematics. Can I forward that to her?
You can. You just have to be extremely careful. Anytime you're trying to send stuff across a galaxy like this, that's why, that's why you would know that's why Dran and them sometimes they don't like to send this stuff through the
okay, then I'll
airwaves
keep on.
in case
You
it
put it
was.
on a diplomatic
Can't she
vessel.
just-
Yeah,
Right.
that's right. That's
No,
right.
Can't she just put it like in a Google Drive and send her a Google Drive link?
Well, that's what I was thinking of doing.
You
is
can
like,
try.
hey,
You can try it.
here's a
But
link.
remember, you're slicing this computer. Somebody else could slice your Google Drive.
Slice me,
You
yeah.
never know. Yes.
Google's the name of the alien who invented it.
That's right.
Okay, well, at the very least, I'll give her
It had
the
really,
heads up that
really big
that I
eyes. It
have.
just went like this all the time.
I'll just send her a quick message telling her I have some important information in regards to his plans.
Okay. You just send in like a real quick message just to get that across. Okay.
Yeah.
There is another thing that you get some video footage.
Oh.
Of Teemo, having some conversations with one of those musicians, the flamboyant one. There's recorded conversations between them, which basically, as you're watching one of them, apparently this musician also plays sometimes for Jabba and is working as kind of like a spy for Teemo.
All right. Download that.
Download that. And there's also one last thing that you see. Apparently, Teemo has some type of DNA.
Hello?
Apparently, Teemo has a genetics lab in this palace. And he's collecting DNA from creatures across the galaxy.
What?
Like to clone them?
Possibly.
Do I know where in this palace these DNA items are located?
The door to your north.
Interesting.
Is there a list of like the creatures? And are you telling me all this stuff too? I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
yeah, she'll be whispering.
So
over
when she
comms
says
to
about the
what?
creatures,
Yeah.
dang, I'm gonna come over to the and stop watching, come over to the screen and see if I can.
This will be over comms, so if Jeska and Dran want to hear some of this information, there's certain information she's definitely saying over comms.
Okay, sure.
Would y'all mind repeating some of the salient details for me again?
Basically, they had recorded conversations that, did you hear the Bith? The Bith was a spy between Teemo and Jabba?
That was the last thing I
Yeah,
heard.
the last thing was that apparently Teemo has a genetics lab here and is collecting DNA from creatures all over the galaxy.
Ew, gross.
So you're
He's
gonna look
Westworlding them.
You're looking through the file.
Spoilers for Westworld.
Yeah, I just want to see if I recognize any of the creatures or the things that he's collecting and maybe understand what he might be doing.
Okay. You start going down the list and it's extensive. You see Acklay. You see Jacko Beast. You see Jubba Bird. You see Bear Sloth.
Oh, we thought those.
You see Lilac, which you recently had an encounter with.
Those too, yeah.
You see Rancor. And then all of a sudden, your eyes get wide as you see Crate Dragon.
Do I see what DNA or like what material is taken from the creatures, or
doesn't really have?
Is it just?
It's just a list.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
No.
Is there a number correspondence to like the tube?
Yeah, there's numbers. Yeah.
And it's through this door over here, Raven. Right? That's what you said.
North, yeah.
So there's one like right here next to the communication room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna go inside there.
Wait. We don't know if there's anyone in there.
Oh. I will wait. Can you check?
Can I check?
Yeah, I would say so. And with your success on your computer's check, you could probably. The door appears to be locked, but
okay.
With you slicing in, you can go ahead and make another computer's check with 2 purple dice. And if you wanted to unlock the door, you can. You can see that there is no one currently in the door, are in that room, and Jeska and Dran, the Twilight female comes back out of that door and kind of sits down at the desk, and looks like she's communicating with someone and confirming something, and then sits down at the desk and is kind of ignoring you guys, but then sits down at a computer and starts kind of typing away at something, kind of like a holographic kind of thing. She's just going nuts. Yes, I got it. I got that. Yes.
Okay. Does she seem like agitated?
Not really.
Okay.
Raven, that was your check?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you can unlock that door. It flicks from red to green. You see the green light, and door opens up, releasing some of that hydraulic pressure. And you can see there's basically these large vats across the space that are glowing with this yellow glow within, and they look like tubes of liquid that have numbers and basically creature names like written on them. Looks like hundreds.
I will go down until I find the Crate Dragon one and see if it's just liquid or if there's anything else in the tube.
Okay. You
Just a pearl rattling around it.
Yeah, I know,
This is
that's
not allowed
exactly-
inside here. Yeah. You go and you pull it out, and it just looks like liquid, like all the rest.
Okay.
Oh.
But Teezo, you do notice that there is an open room in the top there.
Right up
And
there.
yep.
Okay.
And walking in there, you notice there are two. Have you ever seen those charcoal grills that look like big green eggs? They're called the green egg, basically. You ever see those?
Yeah.
There's two of those basically in this room,
Okay.
and they have these lights flickering on them, and they looks like they have some kind of scanner on the front, and there's a little window. As you peer through the window, you can see there's a massive egg inside
Oh no.
Oh
on
no.
both of them.
They're incubators.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like notation of like what this is? Like on the screens or anything that I could see?
As you're kind of looking on the screen, you can see it says K period DRA, and then it's like it doesn't have enough room for the rest of the word.
Okay, so this is a Crate Dragon egg.
Apparently.
Oh no.
And then you start to think about it. Wait, when we were at Ryloth, there was remains of a crate dragon that didn't make sense for it to be there.
Yikes. They killed the mama for the baby.
Do I know if this machine is keeping the egg alive? Would I know that?
Seems to be some type of incubator.
So it is something that it needs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
And is it hooked up or is it self-sustaining? Like, is it plugged into a wall or anything?
It's plugged in, yeah. Looks like it's
Eight.
being powered by the facility in some way.
Can't roll it away.
He's
I
just
see your
rolling.
mind,
He's just rolling this
Derek.
egg down the hallway, passing Gamorreans. Hey,
Hey,
guys.
companion for a little while.
Yeah.
Take it to the ship. We'll just charge it at the ship. It's like a
Well, that's what I was about to ask.
Probably
After,
right now.
after it hatches, it like imprints on you, Mama.
Yes. Do I know how long the egg would survive outside of the incubator? So, like, if I were to unplug this, move the incubator onto our ship, replug it back in, would it be fine?
As long as it has power, you're presuming, yeah, it would be fine.
Okay, so it would survive me transferring it without power, though, is what I'm getting at.
You think it might be able to make it? I mean, it just depends. I mean, you don't want to like throw it off of a cliff
Cool.
or anything.
Well,
you
of
know?
course not. No, yeah.
He wouldn't do something like
No,
that.
I wouldn't do something like that. I don't know where you're getting
Like
that from.
if he unplugs it, it's got enough residual juice
Mhm.
to transfer it. Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, it's basically a trans. Okay.
As long as technically, as someone that's raised birds, as long as the egg doesn't get too cold for too long,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah, because the birds
Oh.
don't sit on their eggs all the
Yeah.
time.
No,
so,
because they have
yeah.
to leave the nest,
They have to
and
leave
if
the
we're
nest
in a
a little
hot environment,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes
I will-
reptiles just bury their eggs and let Mother
Yeah,
nature
let
do
nature
the
take the
work.
course.
Yeah.
I will come back to Raven in the communication room. Raven, we have something else we have to do.
What are you talking about?
They have a crate dragon egg incubating in the back room back there.
They have 2 of them.
They have 2 crate dragon eggs incubating back there.
Of
We
course
have
they do.
to save them.
Of course they do.
So
I kind of just look up, like in like general direction of like the universe, and I'm like, is this funny?
we
Didn't foresee that one, did we?
but we have to save them. So after we're done here, we have to come back with the ship, land out there, and then we'll have to come in here and get the incubators and take them to the ship and plug them in. It's the only thing I asked. I don't care about any of the money. If we get any money from this, you all can have that. I just want the eggs.
Well, you still owe me money, but sure, yes.
Wait, I owe you money?
Yes, you do.
You
I bought
From
you.
what?
and
I bought you like the explosives.
I gave you money for that.
You gave me 300 credits
Yeah.
for like a 1,500 credit item.
Oh, I didn't know it was that expensive. Well,
Okay, look, I understand. But there's also a ton of innocent people down there.
oh yeah, of course, we can't hurt the innocent people.
I'm just saying maybe we should prioritize getting them out first before the unhatched eggs that seem to be perfectly safe where they are right now.
Well, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying afterwards. I'm not saying right now.
We will try our best, alright? But not at the sake of the mission.
Yeah, after the mission's over,
Yes,
we come back for the eggs.
sure.
That's what I was saying.
Okay,
Okay,
just checking.
cool.
The Twi'lek,
Great.
sitting behind the desk now, looks up at Jeska and Dran. Thank you all. Thank you both for your patience. Teemo has completed his task for today and would like to see you now. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. I have escorts on their way. They will be here in just a moment to take you to see Teemo himself.
Thank you for your assistance. You have been most helpful.
And in basically just a moment, this massive door opens. And you guys see 2 Gamorreans come into the room, kind of look at you guys, snort, and kind of point to the big crate that you guys have with you, and then just start walking this way with kind of like a thumb. One kind of leads the way, and the other one kind of looks like he's stepping behind you guys as you start to push the crate.
Fine.
Kind of engine and caboosing us.
Yes, engine and caboosing you. Yeah. So you guys make your way into this area, which is if you guys want to grab your tokens, you guys would be able to pull them this way. Sorry about that, Dran. I moved you back. I apologize. You can grab it again if you need to.
Okay.
You guys make your way through these doors that close behind the Gamorrean after he walks through. You are in a grand hallway as you guys are making.
I see.
your way.
Grand.
It is a grand hallway.
It even says it on the floor.
It says it right there on the floor. I tried to find the player view of this.
No.
And it doesn't exist. They only had the GM.
This is
view.
just Jim being meta joking.
The hallway. I had a little description to read here. This room is somewhat kind of bearing a utilitarian decor. Kind of doesn't fit with the rest of the palace. The walls are lined with this plush red velveteen material, and there's several paintings arranged around the walls. They depict the wonders of the universe, both ancient and contemporary. They're nicely executed artworks in timeless style through any impression and good taste. Basically, they look just these ostentatious golden frames around them as well. Like, it's just these huge artworks. You also notice there's a large green hollow sculpture of what looks to be a Hutt in the company of Twi'lek dancers that dominates kind of the central area of this grand hallway. The floor is a most impressive piece of art itself. It's an intricate, complex mosaic all across the floor there. So basically, you're just walking through what seems to be kind of like an art gallery dedicated to Teemo here, as you guys are making your way through this hallway. Eventually, you guys arrive at the end of the hallway following these Gamorreans, and the Gamorrean turns this way, and you guys go slightly down some steps, and you enter into this massive room. Where the Gamorreans kind of just look towards Teemo, and the rest of the Gamorreans kind of nod, and then they exit after they escort you here. And you guys are standing there, and this massive Hutt is looking towards you both, and you just hear the low rumble of his voice. Come forth. And then it pulls up this really extended kind of almost if you had a cigarette with like one of those extended like plastic
holders,
pieces, yeah, a cigarette holder, and like puffs out of it, and you see the smoke kind of just pour out of this large mouth of this figure. The three individuals that are kind of very pale in complexion sitting at those tables are just kind of chilling, like sitting back, drinking. The one that had the completely shaved head that was standing before is now sitting down. It looks like they're just kind of enjoying the time here. You can hear the music playing. It's still a vibrant atmosphere, but this voice kind of billows over everything and kind of echoes through the chamber, even rumbling off the walls a little bit. What do you guys do?
I will approach the hut.
And I'm guiding Jeska while he does it to kind of play up on the struggle.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I will go and in front of the hut, and directed by my colleague, and make an elegant leg, just a flourishing bow in front of the go. Greetings. It is a wonderful time to be invited into such presences as the Grand Slimo the Hutt. My name is Jeska. I am a humble merchant, if you will. My associate Slim, and we are so grateful that you would deign to take a meeting with one such as us, as we possibly discuss any future business ventures between us.
Here's what I want you to do. I need you to make a deception check for me. You do get a boost because Dran is helping you. But here is the difficulty with this.
Oh no.
Dear.
It's contested against Teemo. So, that means it's 5 red, 1
Lord.
1 purple.
He's Callista.
And plus, Teemo has an ability called Nobody's Fool level 3.
Oh my god.
So that means upgrade difficulty of deception checks 3 times. So starts off 5 red, 1 purple, plus 3 upgrades.
Good luck, Jim.
This is to deceive with your
better than Callista. The hell?
with your blindness. And if you guys remember right from the movies, Hutts are very willpower heavy. So even force powers can't get past their strong wills.
Yeah.
I regret everything.
Rip.
Can I use our only light side point?
Of course you can. Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Let me just take a moment to see if I can do anything else to give myself an advantage.
By the way, while Teezo was looking for the DNA, I was scanning the cameras to watch Jeska and Dran work their way through because I wanted to know their location to us.
Yep.
Oh, and you also picked up if you're going back into the computer system, Raven, you picked up another thing that was just added minutes ago.
What's that?
Apparently, a deal has been made. Money has been changed hands between Teemo and a group called the Thalassian Slavers.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they believe that they have alive and healthy Vera's father. And they are going to sell him to Teemo.
Base dad?
So that Teemo will have a one-up on the Mandalorians.
Oh my. I don't even know what Raven would do with that information. I have so many knee-jerk reactions and they all go different ways.
Oh, we are in so much poodoo.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! What do I do? Immediately download that information.
Mm-hmm.
Like, feverishly, I guess Teezo coming back in would see me be like panic downloading.
Mm-hmm.
And I click my comm and both to Teezo and my squad mates. Those slavers have Vera's father alive. They just sold him to Teemo. Money has been paid.
It seems like from you, what you can gather is Teemo made a deposit, and they're going to transport him safely, and then he'll give the rest of the money when the package is delivered.
Okay. Shit. We might need to abort. We might need to come back.
We could, I say over the comms, we could just take control of this place. When they bring her father here, we're here waiting for them, and all the Teemo's people are gone and dealt with, and then we just take her father from them. We could do that too, because I don't know about getting back into this. We're already in here. I don't know about getting back in here is going to be impossible. Because remember, there's a turret missing outside.
Right.
It's down in a ravine.
I know.
Yeah.
Out of character, how much explosives did we bring in with us?
I think you'll have it all, because you went and bought it here, right?
We bought it in this yeah, okay.
So unless the boys took it back on the ship and left it there, we should have.
I think you guys had like a whole box of grenades.
Yeah, you have a thermal detonator and then like a whole bunch of grenades.
Let me pull this up. I know we have 12 grenades.
You look like you're just carrying bundles of plums all over you.
Yeah, that's it.
I have a really nice backpack. It's I don't know.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have a shape charge, 1 thermal det, and 12 frag grenades, and then that missile tube that you guys are hauling in.
Yeah, so
We may have to sell the missile tube. I'm just floating that idea.
If
Get out of here
if we
alive.
kill them, we sell it to them, but then we kill them, we get it back.
Unless they use it on us.
No.
True, but I feel like I know this is all
This is
taking place
out of character, but yeah.
Is that okay that we can just kind of discuss this out of character, Michael?
That's fine. This would be happening as you guys are walking towards this place. So technically, while you guys were walking down the grand hallway, you probably be
That's
hearing
when
this
she
stuff.
discovered that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
out of character, I think our best possible plan is for the two of you to ninja out of this place. Now that we have access codes, or we have ways to get back in, we have ways to sneak in, and we have ways legitimately to arrive and be welcomed back if this meeting goes well. Then we would be able to inform Vera and have backup. Because it would be the four of us taking on an army of thugs.
Yeah. This changes everything.
Like we don't just walk into Sonora and expect to take down the cartel with four people.
Yeah.
No.
And like
Sorry, I know that's a heavy real world comparison, but I think this is what we're facing right now.
Yeah, and having like more personal, like it was bad enough seeing the slaves in there. Like Raven was already conflicted about how we were gonna do this without hurting anybody, but now knowing that Vera's father, that like I have his freaking Beskar spear, like yeah, she wants to hit the panic button.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that if we can, but he's really good. If we can finesse this to be able to come back under the pretense of selling something more, would be ideal, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So back to Jeska and Dran. I have a skill called Sense Advantage.
Okay.
It says once per session you may add 2 setbacks to 1 NPC skill check. Could that be adapted into giving me 2 more boosts? Since he's not making any check? What would your ruling be on that?
I'll allow it this time. I think the way that it's written, it's supposed to be like for you to gift it. Like if Teemo goes to do something, then you can instantly like hit them with it.
Okay.
But I'll allow it. Yeah. Narratively, I'll allow it.
I think this just this once. I don't want to do it all the time.
Yeah.
But I was just looking for some kind of edge.
This is you're gonna need every edge you can find for this one, buddy.
Where's Michael? Give us a bone. We're panicking.
Okay, so this is a deception check, yes?
It is deception because you're trying to pretend that you're blind.
Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. Everybody hold on to your butts.
Well, it could have been worse.
Oh,
it could have been worse.
Wow, that actually didn't turn
so
out as
much
bad
red.
as I thought it was gonna be.
It's so much red. Oh.
Damn.
Take a real life conflict point. Jim takes a conflict point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Raven's taking another conflict point.
No, not Jeska. Jim. I take
Jim
one.
takes one. You hear this voice. Why you pretend to not see?
I am recovering from as you can see, a very grievous wound. My sight is not at 100% normal, but I do still have some difficulty making my way around. All of which is true. No deception need apply.
I have ways to fix your ailment.
Oh, that is most kind of you. However, among my people, the Chiss, we are from a very far, maybe strange place to you, but we choose to not mechanically augment ourselves. If something happens to the Chiss, it is up to that individual to harness their inner strength and be able to succeed despite any kind of setback or disabilities.
Fair. Possibly foolish. Takes another
yes, but you cannot argue with the results. We have a sizable amount of the galaxy that is under our control, much like you, noble Hutts.
At that point, you see the 3 individuals that were sitting at that table stand up They push in their chairs. And the one with the kind of shaved head and no hair on his face walks up and kind of bows a little bit towards Teemo. Says, "Sir Teemo, if you'll excuse us, I know that you said that some of the celebration would be starting soon, but in order to get this transaction taken care of, we need to be on our way." And they both the other ones kind of stand up. They have like this really long white hair that had blue streaks in it and things like that. They stand up. Looks like they've got some like blasters at their hips and stuff. And Teemo just kind of gives them a nod and says, "Very well. Please make haste. The sooner we have the sword, sooner I can take care of all of my problems." And the one kind of bows, and they just start walking towards the exit, leaving their empty drinks on the table. And all three of them begin to head towards the spaceport area. And Raven, you would see that on the cam.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That was their ship.
Yeah, the ship we were on. That's probably theirs. I'm gonna keep. I'm torn. I'm gonna keep my camera on the guys leaving until they leave.
Okay. All right. Teemo gestures to you, Jeska and Dran, to kind of step up to that. You can see that there's servers like instantly cleaning that table in front of Teemo. And Teemo kind of gestures to that table. "Please, have a seat. Tell me what it is that you have brought me."
My associate and I represent a conglomeration of people interested in trade. And we think it's possibly the type of trade that might benefit your organization. We deal primarily in trade of items used for protection and defense.
What is that in a crate?
This is a, let us call it a gesture, if you will. That way, our organizations might be inclined to have further business deals in the future. And I kind of, Vanna White, over to Dran, just asking him to open it.
Right, so Dran opens it, revealing the missile tube. I believe the ammo was in there too, right? You guys had all the ammo for it?
Yes.
You hear...
We managed to come across a disgruntled rebel. Is that the word rebel? No, rebel. I'm so sorry. My basic is not so good. We came across a disgruntled rebel who wished to have an alternate revenue stream to augment his payment, and so was able to provide us with this small sample of what we would be able to acquire in order for trade.
Wow. This seems like a good place to start. Takes another big puff of the cigarette. How much are you willing to part ways with it?
No, I think you misunderstand. For this is a consideration, a gift that would possibly make you more amenable to future meetings, and then we might be able to discuss the exchange of money. This first one is an offering for you.
At that point, this interesting-looking guy walks up to Teemo, the one with the hood and the kind of elongated snout, and you see him, and kind of speaks to Teemo, and Teemo's like, and it looks over to you, and it's like, well, your generous gift and offer has been accepted. And then he kind of like holds out his arms like this and just goes, oh, and then all of a sudden the music gets louder and people start like clanking glasses together, and the party like ups the ante just a little bit. People start dancing around a little bit more, and you get some guy walking around and go, and then the other like then it's like other like alien looking, and like all of a sudden this party goes completely crazy as this and it just, your vibe, both of you, is Teemo is having a really good day today. And he's been really up in spirits now, and he's been building some really strong relationships these last couple of hours. And he basically looks at you and, oh, please, stay for gladiatorial combat.
We would love to. We were just hearing about your fearsome warriors.
Oh, yes. We have powerful Wookiee.
Watching, right? Us.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Unless you want to try your hand.
Businessman, not a fighter.
At this point, Raven, you guys would see that these individuals, you can hear them on the other side of the door. They come through, and they head to the open garage door area and begin to exit out towards the spaceport.
I think you're muted.
I'm gonna say over the comms, I'm following the slavers. We're going out, and I'm gonna start stealthing my way behind them.
Okay, before you do that, there is a camera that's pointing outside to the landing pad.
Yeah.
They stop where the turret used to be.
That's why I'm going up behind them.
And they just look at it, and you see one kind of like look over the edge and down, and then the other one's like, they kind of look at each other, and the one's like just pointing back towards the garage door, and you see the one with longer kind of blue hair starting to kind of walk with a little bit of haste away from where the other two are, still kind of looking down below where the turret used to be.
Oh boy. I'm just going to stealth against the wall. I'm going to try and hide out of the sight.
You got it. Go ahead and make a stealth check. Teezo, what are you doing?
I'm still in the control, the camera room, but watching Raven.
Yeah, it looks like she's getting ready to move out.
Yeah, I'm like, really want to take the eggs, but I can't take the eggs. So I'm basically going to. Does it look like the guy is coming towards the camera room, or is he going back down?
Looks like he's going. It looks like the two are staying outside from what Raven can see, and one is going to come back through the garage door within seconds.
Okay, I will stay in the camera room.
Looks like they've been alerted, and they're sending somebody back to say, "Hey, something's not right here."
Yeah, I'll stay in the camera room, and just wait to try and see.
I'm actually going to sneak back to the camera room real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can make it in there without a check right now because he's not there. So you guys are going back into the communications hub?
Yeah, I'm gonna close the door when she gets back into the room too.
Okay, this one individual walks through and then walks up back towards the door where he came from. Then is going to walk through this door.
Can I try to lock it?
You try to lock it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can't go through the door?
Yeah, go ahead and make this would be two purple computer check.
Okay. And do I reduce difficulty, or is that just with the reduced?
That's with the reduced, because it would have been 3 normally. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's a success. You got it. Barely. He goes to open the door and. Beep. Beep.
Can I go in for the past hour and try and delete camera footage from the outside where we were?
Yeah, go ahead and make an additional computers
that's
check.
nice.
Sure. Same difficulty.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Christy.
Good,
yes,
good.
Christy.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've
Let's do
deleted
this.
that footage from outside. What the threat is going to be? Is you take a point of strain as you start to see on the camera that this guy is going to the door where you guys are behind.
Uh-oh.
Could we have locked the door when we came in?
You can
Like,
lock whatever
from the
doors you
inside?
want. She just got to roll for each door.
No.
I'll-
Oh. I have a thought that I might suggest. So he was trying to get in. He was trying to get into one door, and you locked him out.
Mhm.
And then he's going to move to your door.
Mhm.
As he moves away, open the first door that he tried.
Oh.
You
Yes.
can do
I'll try
that.
and open the first door. I'll
Okay.
try and open the first door.
Okay, go ahead and make
That way he won't
Same
try
roll.
to make your door.
Same roll?
Same roll. Yep. It opens. You watch him stop. Turn around.
I'm just trolling him.
And then start slowly walking back towards that open door.
Close it again. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm letting him go through.
Too much. Oh my lord.
Pushing my luck too far.
I can't take this. My heart is going crazy.
So good. So he makes his way to the open door. And
Now I'm gonna try. Now we're gonna try it and sneak out.
so you're
There's
gonna
two guards
so he
still
goes through that
outside.
door.
Yeah, because he has to go
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, he goes through that
the-
door, and then he goes through this hallway, and then he's gonna make his way down the steps into where the throne room is.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna try to sneak out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still 2 of them out there, though.
Are they? But are they looking at us, or are they looking over the edge?
They were looking over the edge, but they're kind of it's almost as like they're waiting on this guy to come back.
Okay. Shit.
Hey, thank you for the subscription. We appreciate that.
Sandbagger 3.
Playing here.
That's
Raven.
it. Sandbag. We could. It's an old theater thing of just like the sandbag falling and pulling up or pulling down something on stage, so you can just move something to further distract them and
Hey,
and
how
sneak
big
by
was
them.
their ship?
I can't remember us having a more tense episode
Uh-huh.
than tonight's. Like, we've had some tense episodes, but this one's really tense.
Like, I'm more stressed
Michael.
out by this than whenever I was first blinded.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
How
I just need to get
how big
out.
how big is their ship by chance? What's silhouette size?
The ship,
He's gonna nudge it.
the ship is just it looks like a light freighter, but it looks like it only carries like a small amount of people, kind of like the Bastion did. It doesn't seem like it's. It looks like it's probably a.
Like a 3 or a 4?
Uh,
Because a 2 is a TIE fighter.
It'd probably be a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
So the issue here is we don't have any light side points.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I have to roll super high on the light side to try and move their ship to get them to go to their
Yeah,
ship.
and I haven't been rolling enough to use my
Yeah.
dark side points, so.
I mean, I could attempt to try that. Raven. get them to look away.
Is there anything smaller that's in our area that you could attempt?
Well, there's boxes.
Anything possible
But
at all
anything.
instead of just lifting their ship.
The thing is, though, like, I still have to roll the same amount of force to lift a box or a ship.
Okay.
So, like, it doesn't
Yeah,
really
but
matter.
we want them distracted, not suspicious. If you force bench their ship.
Teezo, you would also remember that their ship is attached to the platform.
Yeah, I was just trying to, like, rattle it to make them, like, go over towards it to make it, like...
There's no difference between the rock and the ship. That's what Yoda says, right?
Stumpy says, throw the ship off the edge.
I mean, technically, I could. I could detach it, but...
the clamps are becoming
Raven,
unmoored.
what would you like me to do? We need to make a decision before this guy comes back, though. So, do you want me to...
so your idea was to, out of character, you wanted to rattle the ship and make noise?
Make him, like, try and make them go towards the ship. So that way we can sneak out while their backs are turned and, like, try and get underneath the things, how the hanging thing was. Like, I could hang down there. So could you until they leave.
Hang out.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
From where if we're looking at their ship from where we're at, can we see if their hatch is open?
It appears that it's closed.
I was wondering if you could, like, focus on a specific part of the ship to, like...
That'd be up to Michael. That'd be up to Michael. I don't know. I could attempt to, but again, that'd be Michael's call.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah,
I could try and, like, lower the hatch. But again, that's...
About this time, Dran and Jeska, you see one of those individuals with the long hair come into the throne room and approach Teemo. Excuse me, Teemo. Appears there's some kind of problem outside at the spaceport. The guard turret is fallen. It's nothing but burning, smoking rubble, hundreds of feet below the plateau. And then Teemo looks stunned and shocked at first and goes, "What?" And then looks towards that guy that was, like, beside him and whispers kind of something to him. And you watch this individual kind of leave out with this individual and this whole group of human individuals. They all
just do it, Teezo. Just do it.
Sounds like a very unfortunate maintenance issue. I imagine that the sand corrosion on the outside of your palace must be terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
Teezo, you just got player inspiration from Stumpy.
Okay, thank you, Jamie.
Sarah put a snake on there and said bardic inspiration. So I'm not sure what this. I guess the snake's probably MG. Or 7 snakes, maybe.
Probably.
Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you have a bardic inspiration. MG.
Is snake probo shorthand for MG?
MG, yeah, it's 7 snakes.
Well, yeah, it's from Storm.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sarah and I are both in the snakes.
Yep.
And Matthew.
Yep.
All right. Raven said just to do it, so I'm just going to move over to the door, kind of like peek out, try and move the ship. I'm just gonna try like move it like the wind is like. Like the wind is affecting it really bad.
You're going all the way down to where
I have to be able to see the ship.
Okay, yeah, so you're going down here.
Yeah. I can
You'd
move
be
my
right in there.
token.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have to go basically to the door to see the ship, wherever the ship is.
Okay.
Just peek out, and I'm just going to rattle it.
Okay.
Trying to make it seem like the wind is picking up, even though I can't affect the wind at all. But and try to get them to look towards the ship.
Structural integrity is compromised.
Okay.
Exactly.
Raven, are you staying out of sight of these individuals, or are you also kind of peeking around to see?
I think I'm keeping my back to the wall while Teezo turns around, so I have our back's view, so we're back to back.
Okay, you got it.
Also, Michael, just so you know, I have my cloak up
Okay.
the whole time while we're doing this. That way, if they do see us, hopefully they don't see my face.
Okay, do me a favor. I want you to make a stealth check.
Okay.
See if you can kind of come out around this corner to get view of this ship without them, because they're alerted to something.
Correct.
But the check is going to be against 2 red dice.
Okay.
And you know what? Since I got them,
Sweet.
I'm gonna use 1 dark side, and I'm gonna upgrade it once.
And that just means I can use the dark side now to move it. So this is almost a guaranteed thing now, as long as I don't get seen. So you want me to do a stealth check? Is what you said?
Technically, I don't think you can use that point because it's on the same
turn.
It'd be reflipping it.
Well,
right?
I'm not using it. I'm not using it to reflip it to give me
Oh,
advantage.
he's not.
It'd be using it for
You're
the
right.
force.
Yep. Okay, let's see if you can.
Now, what is the bardic, or no, the player inspiration? What does that do again?
Player
Is that the one that gives
inspiration
boosts,
gives you
or
an
is that
upgrade.
the
That's an
upgrade?
Yeah. So if you'd like to upgrade,
Cool.
you can use it to upgrade.
I would definitely do that.
Teezo, thank
Yes,
you,
please.
Jamie.
Yes, thank you, Jamie. Of course, I fail, and I roll all the light side points, so I don't
Oh
even need
my.
the dang thing.
You do get an advantage that will pass on to the next person, or you can. Do
Yeah,
something
yeah,
else
because
with
I
it.
don't have strain.
Wait,
so,
what
yeah.
wasn't there a boost that Raven passed on to the next roll when she was doing computer checks?
I could roll an extra boost to see if that gives me a success. Technically,
Technically, you
Michael,
might.
that's up to you.
Go ahead and roll your boost.
Right.
Yep, because
Okay.
Raven.
All
passed
about the
one on.
loopholes here, y'all.
Yep, you take what you can get.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
The dice tell the story.
That's it.
Nope.
All right.
Who dies?
So he sees me, but I can move the ship.
You can move the ship.
Sorry, there's only so much I can do.
So
Yeah.
Teezo comes around the bend and reaches out with his hand, facing the ship. What exactly do you want to do to the ship? Where do you want it? Because you succeeded with that.
Do I see them see me? I'm assuming I do, right?
As you're in the process of this, one does make eye contact with you. The one that's completely kind of shaved, looks towards you and makes eye contact.
As I'm moving, I'll have my hand out. And of course,
Blast him
again, my hood's down, so they can't see my face, probably except for my mouth.
Okay.
And I'll be like, "If you want to keep your ship, and I start to move it, you will let us go."
Okay. And as Teezo says this to these individuals, that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
Oh,
Star Wars: Force and Destiny.
just pretend like you're
Michael, we
asleep.
have to play
Just-
for
just
2 more hours,
pretend like
Michael.
you're
Come on.